welcome to another episode of Driving for Truth. Right now I am in New Mexico driving down to look for resupply. But if you want to know about that, check out my other videos. This one's going to be a little different. So, Monday morning, I came down from my first night of vacation and went into town to get a couple of things I needed for next couple of nights. While I was in town, got on to social media, and I saw that one of my friends from high school had passed away. And it got me to thinking, about my life and how I've lived my life and what's been going on. But yeah, this was a bit of a shock. I've had other classmates pass away. This one hit a little differently though. Other classmates have been younger, older, different things, people I hung out with once or twice, things like that. But this guy, he was one of my regular friends that I hung out more regularly than a lot of other people. We had a core group of people that we hung out with. And this one, as a senior in high school, we were close enough that we got a band together solely for the purpose of performing in the school talent show. So this is just one of the crazy stories about this guy. This guy was so far removed from everyone else. In that he did not follow the same likes and dislikes. For instance, he didn't get off on the fashion of the time, anything like that. He didn't care about fashion. When it came to music, he was probably the best guitar player that came out of my high school at the time. And he had his own taste in music. He listened to rock and roll, great bands, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, bands like that, the big ones from the 60s and early 70s. Now, when a lot of the later 70s bands started coming around, he didn't much take to them. One of the funniest things was that he thought Eddie Van Halen was overrated. that cracks me up. He also thought that Angus Young from AC/DC was overrated as a guitarist. He didn't care for the simplistic 3-chord progression that AC/DC played. And he thought that Eddie Van Halen was nothing but a bunch of tricks and weird sounds and things like that. But that was his opinion, and that's fine. The man was a genius on guitar. So, to each his own. So, back to when we got this band together, we decided that we were going to try out with a couple of different songs, and one of them was an AC/DC song, and I don't remember exactly which one it was. It was that long ago. But during rehearsal, the funniest thing, since he didn't listen to AC/DC, he didn't know the songs. So we would be, in practice, we would be just going along, thumping, booming, hitting everything just right, and then it would come time for a solo, and he would miss it. Because he would just shrug his shoulders and say, look, I don't listen to AC/DC. I don't know when the leads are, the solos are. So we had to prompt him on the solos. We had to take him, sit him down, listen to the solos so he could get them. But he listened to them once and had them down perfect. That's the type of musician he was. And he made no apologies about it. So yeah, that was that was one of the funny things about him. So after graduation, our group, we all, just like kids do, we all grow our separate ways. And about 10 years after high school, he never went to any of the reunions, anything like that, but I saw him out in a public setting somewhere, and we stopped to catch up, have a beer, and just in catching up with him, he started talking about the truths that he was finding, and he started telling me all these stories about all these different books of the Bible that I had never heard of. And he called them the original Bible, and I didn't know what he was talking about, but he mentioned the book of Ruth and a couple of others. He went on about how it was the original Bible and that people had taken the truth out of a lot of the Bible. So we talked about that. And then later on, I realized, I did a little research into what he was saying, because that's what I do. I check on things when people tell me things. He was talking about the First Testament, the book that Judaism follows. And it blew my mind. It actually started me looking into a few things like that for a while on my spiritual search in life. So somebody that I hadn't seen since, and that was a whole lot of years ago. So we graduated in 1982. So this was sometime in the early 90s when I came across him and we sat and talked. And here it is, 2022. 40 years after we graduated high school. I'd seen this man once. I had searched for him on social media. He had none that I knew of. Didn't follow the normal path, like I said. Kept to himself for the most part, I guess. Like I said, I don't know. Now, one of our other friends in high school had kept up with him. They were tight. They were best buds throughout high school. And he and I connected on social media, and he's the one that posted on Facebook about our friend. So he passed away from heart failure is the original thing that I heard. I haven't heard much else, so we'll see. Now, that's got me to thinking about how I've never thought about death all that much. I don't think I've ever been scared of death or fear death. The way I look at it, death is a part of life. It is the time where your soul moves on to the next plane of existence. If you have done right in life, lived your life good, then you'll go on to a higher plane of existence. If not, you get to hang out, do it again. Oh, that was a rough one. Some pretty crazy stuff in my life. I should have been dead a long time ago is the way I look at it. But I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I'm still here. And I'm able to connect with y'all. Hopefully, I'm bringing in a little positive light into your life, helping anybody that may need help. And just trying to bring in a different point of view, away from all the crappity crap that society throws at us. So this is the whole reason why I tell people to live your life with respect, peace, and love. So in closing, I would like to say that Randy Isom, I hope you were able to find truth in life. I hope your life was good, and I hope you did live your life with respect, peace, and love.